Hello everybody, I am Charlie Morley, and yes, I am aware I look like Frankie de Jong, and that is thanks to everyone in the United Stand comments telling me this on a continual basis. But in fact, there is one similarity between me and Frankie de Jong, and that is our unbelievable hair. You may have noticed that since I joined the United Stand, my hair has looked even more on point, and that is in fact because Wash and Go have sent me, well, too many bottles of Wash and Go. So before you enjoy this clip, head down into the link in the description, pick yourself up a bottle of Wash and Go today.
But let's start off with Ronaldo because it feeds in with Erik ten Hag. A few people saw the title this morning and were like, Ronaldo stays. What have you heard, Mark? What do you know? And I'm like, well, there is things that we can discuss, but let's not forget, there's a lot of headlines coming out this morning about Erik ten Hag and how much of a disciplinarian he is. He's dropped a first teamer on tour. He doesn't like the media commitment to the players. Well, it's not hard to predict where this is coming from. It's coming from people close to the club that Ronaldo's just not for sale and Erik ten Hag is not here to play around. I still think there's some people that think that this situation is just easy for Mendes and Ronaldo to win. I think people are really underestimating Erik ten Hag, and I think Erik ten Hag is determined to show everybody that he ain't here to piss about. Now, there's risks with that. There are risks, especially with this dressing room and this club. But he's absolutely adamant that this player's not for sale. And he's absolutely adamant that this player is part of his plans. And he's absolutely adamant that he's going to have a chat with this player. And what we understand this chat is going to be is almost a three-pronged attack on Cristiano Ronaldo. Not in a way of shouting him or anything like that, but just laying it down to him. Now, of course, we've got Fabrizio Romano on the show at 1:30 today, and he's pretty good on the Ronaldo situation, so we'll ask him what's going on there. But I would predict Fabrizio will probably say things like this. We don't know when he's coming back to training. George Mendes is going to be working really hard to find other options. He'll probably revisit Chelsea and Bayern Munich over the next few weeks. But as things stand right now, you know it, I know it, it's Atletico Madrid or it's Manchester United. And as things stand now, Erik ten Hag wants to say to Cristiano Ronaldo, why are you going to Atletico Madrid? The Champions League, they're not going to win the Champions League, Cristiano. Well, you want to score a couple of goals for Atletico Madrid in the group stage. They're not going to win the Champions League. They're not going to win La Liga. You've got a World Cup to prepare for at Christmas. I'm a brand new manager at the club where you've got a connection. Stay with me until the World Cup. You'll see what I'm all about. You'll see what a part of this team you are. You'll score loads of goals. You'll be fitter with me than you will be with Atletico Madrid. Stay here. And I think this is why I know this is why Erik ten Hag wants to have the conversation with him. It's very hard to have that conversation with Cristiano Ronaldo when he's going to go to Real Madrid or he's going to go to Bayern Munich or he's going to go to Chelsea, because all three of those clubs are capable of winning the Champions League and also doing well domestically. But Atletico Madrid really just is playing in the Champions League. And also, you get paid more to play for Manchester United. So ten Hag is absolutely adamant that this player is going to be part of his plans. He's absolutely adamant that he's not for sale. And he's absolutely adamant that when he gets the conversation with him, he can tell him. And there is also rumours coming out overnight that people within Ronaldo's inner circle are saying that he should stay at Manchester United. Now, Jorge Mendes is not meant to be one of those people. He's still trying to find this move. But it's interesting because if it is Atletico Madrid and it is Manchester United, then ten Hag is very confident that he can get this resolved. Of course, Mendes may well do another round. I mean, look, and Chelsea are getting a little bit desperate now. I do worry about Chelsea a little bit, but we won't sell to Chelsea. We can't sell to a Premier League club. We can't loan, we can't sell. So the only one to really worry about is Bayern Munich or PSG. Just United. When you actually break it down, it doesn't really make any sense. They're not going to win the Champions League. They're not going to win La Liga. It's also tarnishing his Real Madrid reputation, whether he cares about that or not. Just doesn't make any sense. I still think at the moment he will be a Man United player, and I'm very confident he'll be a Man United player. From what I'm hearing about ten Hag over the last 24 hours, is that he ain't here to piss about. He's not here to mess about, and he's going to keep proving it. This is the player that he wants to build his attack around. This is the player he's convinced he can make to stay. And the really radical thing on this, I've not said that word in about 20 years, but the really radical theory on this as well is that Erik ten Hag actually suits Ronaldo more than anybody in our squad. And nobody's clever enough or thought about it enough to realise this. Erik ten Hag is an obsessive disciplinarian who is obsessed with professionalism and winning. Who else in our squad's like that? This guy's had a six-pack since he was 12. He doesn't touch sugar. He only drinks water. He is an absolute beast when it comes to professionalism and dedication to winning. And people think that Ten Hag and Ronaldo won't work well together. I mean, Ronaldo, all through his career, is there early and he's there late. He dedicates himself to his profession, and so does Erik Ten Hag. So it makes me laugh. And I think this is why Erik Ten Hag is so keen to spend time with Ronaldo, because he knows he can impress him and he knows they can work together. And he also knows that the competition for Ronaldo being Atletico Madrid is not sufficient enough for him to leave. And he knows he can convince him. And as things stand at the moment, he's just got to get into that conversation, and I think Ronaldo stays. Where did the story of the Ronaldo going out on loan come from? Really hoping we don't do a loan swap with Atletico Madrid for Griezmann would be typical, said Lloyd James. I think it came from the Sunday People. Is it time to rename the capsized Bruno boat from Mallorca the Frankie de Jong boat? If you know, you know, says Red since 1975. So if you've tuned in a little bit late, a little bit of positivity about Cristiano Ronaldo. The expectation from Manchester United, and this is new information, is that why is that? Because Erik Ten Hag is absolutely convinced that he can make him stay, and he's absolutely determined that he's not for sale. He wants him as part of his team. You know what? If you want an analogy on this, on why Erik Ten Hag is so determined to keep Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, think of it like this. Think of it like this, right? You have got to walk across the desert today. It's going to be really hot, and you've got a 2-litre bottle of water. You know you can survive it walking across the desert. You'll have to ration your water out, and you're going to get bloody hot, and it's going to be a horrible journey. And right there's a Land Rover with a full tank of petrol and air conditioning. Ronaldo is that Land Rover, and Erik Ten Hag knows that this journey will be a lot easier, a lot less tiring, and a lot more comfortable with Cristiano Ronaldo than walking along the desert with a bottle of water on his own. And that is why Erik Ten Hag wants Ronaldo. People can offer him up a go-kart, an umbrella, they can offer him up whatever they want, but they can't offer him up Ronaldo for a year. And he absolutely loves Ronaldo. Not because he'll score him goals, that's important, but he loves the professionalism. He loves what he brings to the team, and he loves the fact that he knows when you've got Ronaldo on side, you get a better Ronaldo. Now look at what Ronaldo did for Rangnick last year. He still scored loads of goals. Didn't like Rangnick. Didn't get on with Rangnick. Didn't understand what Rangnick was trying to do. Didn't appreciate the coaching. That was Ronaldo under a manager he didn't really like. And Rangnick didn't really like him. But there was a professionalism between both of them, and they still achieved okay. Imagine what he's going to do for Ten Hag. So, yeah, we need to get this conversation. But Mendes can say what he likes. Ronaldo can think what he likes. Ten Hag is determined, and I just think underestimate Erik Ten Hag at your peril. Mark, I know who the player Eric's mad at is. I saw him at home crying at the back of the where they trained in Melbourne, and I won't say his name, says Charlie YT. Absolute legend, love the content, says Joshua. And we need to be careful of the hyped players in the market, Mark. Where on earth is Upamecano now out for Delit when we wanted to pay £50 million for him, says Sakin. I think that's a great point, Sakin, actually. You know, any transfer can fail. You know, you talk about De Jong. I want to talk